It's devastating news. I didn't know about it until this morning when I woke up, and so first and foremost, just thinking about the city of Sacramento and all the families who are affected, the victims, the survivors, the people who are injured, just so many lives devastated. And so everybody with the Warriors, we all share in your city's grief, and we, there's not a whole lot you can do or say, but we're all crushed today as we try to prepare for this game. So it's just devastating news, and I know we'll have a moment of silence before the game. And I'll be honest, I think it's the right thing to do to have a moment of silence, but I'll be honest, it's probably the 9th or 10th moment of silence that I will have experienced as coach of the Warriors when we mourn losses, our people who have died in mass shootings. So I don't think moments of silence are going to do anything. At some point, our government has to decide, are we going to have some common sense gun laws? It's not going to solve everything, but it will save lives. And, several years ago, the House passed a background check law, H.R. 8, sponsored by Mike Thompson, a congressman here in Napa. Passed the House with bipartisan support. Never made it to the light of day in the Senate, despite the fact that 80 to 90% of Americans support background checks. And, you think about all of the common sense laws we could and should put in place if we had any guts, if our government had any guts, if people put others in front of their own career paths, in front of their own reelection campaigns, in front of their own propaganda to manipulate people. It's right there in front of us. This happens in churches, it happens in schools, it happens right downtown here in Sacramento. A couple of years ago, a madman sat in a hotel room in Las Vegas and opened fire with semi-automatic fire on people at a concert. Did we do anything about it? The House tried to, and the Senate refused to even look at it. So at some point, I would hope that we would actually think about our fellow citizens and do something about it instead of play politics, because that's all we do. We don't have, we have more regulations for driving a car than we do for carrying a weapon. It's no problem to just go and buy a semi-automatic rifle, and yet you want to drive a car, what do you have to do? You got to apply for it. You got to get a license. You got to go through training. It's just the same stuff over and over and over again. So devastating. And again, I'm so sorry for the victims and their families. And my family has gone through the same thing, and we know how devastating it's. Just life-changing. Everything changes from here for all the victims' families. And it's just time. It's time for us to do something about it instead of have another moment of silence and then send thoughts and prayers.
Coach Kerr, I did ask Coach Gentry this as well. And you just mentioned downtown Sacramento. With it being so close in proximity, was there any safety concerns with you and your team, coming in here to play this game?
Our security team assured us this morning that everything was, safe on their end, and we were all at the hotel. We didn't have a shoot around or anything, and so we were told that the game would go on, and so here we are. I don't think it's appropriate to talk basketball at this point, so. I think maybe we'll just connect post-game. Thank you.